he fit and well?
We lost Paul Dummett with a problem with his hamstring. Unfortunately, so he won't be available. He's still with us. He's staying for the game, which is a shame, really, to think about. That's 3 centre backs. We lost James Collins first. Obviously, Ben Davis with his shoulder, and then we lost Paul Dummett. So that's been disappointing. But apart from that, he's the only one. Everyone else is fine, fit and well.
Have you had to change your plans because of that?
We could do if we want to. There's not one way for us. We've shown that before. We're adaptable. We've already played 3 or 4 different formations, and the players have all stuck to the task, whatever it's been. So it's disappointing that we lost Paul, but in fairness, we know which way we're going to play, and that hasn't changed.
You've lost Paul Dummett. They've lost Marouane Fellaini. Assess the impact that might have on them.
I had the news that he wasn't playing. I never thought this way or that, to be honest. If he's playing, he's playing. If he's not, he's not. I don't say that disrespectfully. He's a good player. Belgium are full of good players. We know that, but we've got our own plans, and they won't change whether he's in the team or not. We'll just be doing what we believe in. Our plans haven't changed this week, last week. We know what we want to do, and whatever the team is, whatever the opposition is, it'll be about us and how we approach it.
You were in the Stade de France on Sunday. Did they surprise you in any way?
No, do you know what they didn't? If you go to France and win, if they were 4-1 up, and that, for any team to do that is a bit of a surprise. But if you said, could Belgium beat France in France? Yeah, absolutely. They're strong enough, they're good enough. I think in the manner in which they did it, they looked very strong. But to win in France, this Belgium team, they're good enough to win anywhere. No, I've seen them do that before. I think the last game they lost was against Argentina in the World Cup. So, we know all about Belgium. But like I said, if you start thinking about the opposition, I know, wow, aren't they great, and aren't they this and that? We don't have that attitude. We concentrate on ourselves, and we make sure that come Friday night, we'll be at our best, and we make sure they know they're in the game.
You've had the time together. You know just what the excitement is going to be like tomorrow. This is the stage, isn't it, for your big players, Aaron Ramsey, Gareth Bale, those sort of players to perform?
This is what we've always wanted. I think, the only difference in this camp is this, and I can't call it interference, it's the interest from outside of the camp because of the occasion. But we can't complain, because we've been saying for a long time we want to be playing in front of full houses against the best teams, competing for something special. Here we are, so no complaints. Hopefully it gets bigger and bigger, and with every result we get, the next one's always a bigger one in the campaign. So this is where we wanted to be, and now we're embracing it, and I think it's helping the squad grow and mature. And you do that when you're in the more times you're in those big games, and you can take care of the pressure and handle it, you get better for it. And then the more big games you play, the better you get. This is where we wanted to be.
Chris, you talked about taking care of the pressure. How do you make sure that will cliche the players play the game tomorrow night and not the
If you look at a lot of our players, in fairness, they're playing in the Premier League. They're playing in front of big crowds all the time. You've got Paul Dummett there, who we've lost playing for Newcastle. In the last game, where there's over 100 million quid riding on the game. The players know that. They know they have to win. So a lot of our players are used to be playing in front of big crowds. And when you're playing for Wales, and you've been a part of a team that's managed to create a belief, and now there's an expectation. And then you run out into the capital, there's a full crowd, there'll be a screaming crowd, and you're playing against a good team like Belgium. You know, that's, you have to look forward to that. There's nothing to be afraid of. You shouldn't have any fear. Respect, yeah, no problem, but belief in yourself. And you know, once you start thinking about the if buts and the maybes, things fall down. You just got to get on with the job and believe in yourself, and not worried about the opposition. Respect them, but you don't worry them. You don't fear about the opposition. You believe in your own ability. You believe in your teammates, and you believe in what the task is, and you get on with that job. That's all we've done, you know, since for some time now. That's all we've done is look after the performance. Everybody will talk about the outcome, what the result could be. What we've got to concentrate on is the performance, and that's what we do.
Chris, how does it feel to come up against a player like Eden Hazard and have a comparable player on your own team?
Yeah, I think people talk about the Belgium team, about Hazard and Fellaini and Witsel, and they're great players, you know, Benteke and all that. And nobody mentions the goalkeeper, who's probably the best goalkeeper in the world. They're strong in every department. Yes, Bale is who he is, top player, and he fits into what we do. That's the beauty about us. He's part of. He knows what we need to do to be successful, which means he's going to be successful. So he's a great team player, Gareth Bale. And it's good when you're up against an opposition, like you say, you've got Eden Hazard, who's recognised as one of the best players, and rightly so. But then you've got one in your camp. So, yeah, it's good, it's interesting.
Do you feel that because of his status around Madrid, you know, he's surrounded by guys who want to take responsibility like Ronaldo, who want to do it for their countries as well as for what's a massive club, that he embraces games exactly like this?
He does, yeah. This will be his 50th cap. Fitting, you know, it's on an occasion like it is, top of the table clash. And that's, we're no different to these other countries where you see players getting 100 caps. But none of our players have ever got 100 caps. So that's, you know, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, whenever I came into the job, that was the challenge. Who's it going to be? Because although, listen, it's a number, but what it is it's proof that, listen, you've put out for your country. You were there for your country. You turned up. You had that passion and desire to, you know, to whenever you could, you turned out for your country. And that's something to be proud of, you know. So for Bailey to get 50 at his age, Chris Gunter's close to 60, you know, that means playing for Wales means something to them, and that's an example. That's a great example for our younger players. You know, some of our younger players who haven't even hit the squad yet, from the 21s and the 19s and the 17s, they'll be looking, and that's the example we need to be setting. So I think Bailey's obviously a shining light there.
Chris, regardless of what's gone on at Madrid this season, is tomorrow night a chance for Gareth to just show the world just how good he is?
He won't look at this. He won't look at Friday night and think, I've got to play well tonight, so everybody know I'm a good player. I think he genuinely believes, and he's right in believing it, that he is a good player. He knows he's a great player. He's got enough about him that if it's not happening with the ball, when he's played for Wales, if it's not happening with the ball, he's made sure he's done a job without it. He knows with his capabilities that he can change the game in a second, in a good way for us, and I think he thrives on that. You know, I think all he wants to do is impress his teammates first, and do it for Wales. There'll be a lot of support here. I think that'll be his audience that he's looking to please. If that's the That's the best way of putting it. I don't think he'd be thinking worldwide. He'll be thinking, I'm here to do this for the Welsh public and the supporters and my teammates.
Just the gentleman there.
Coleman, you've been putting the focus on the support from the crowd a lot with playing here and the video message. Just how important is that support from the crowd for this team, for this match?
Yes, it's huge. You know, I was in Paris and I saw the support for Belgium was fantastic. And you've got a strong support, home and away. And it doesn't matter who you are. You walk onto the pitch and, you know, we've had this campaign, we've had a big support, home and away. And it's a huge advantage. You know, in those moments in the game when you're tired, you know, sometimes a crowd, they can just get you over the line. You know, they keep supporting you and you find some energy there from somewhere because of the atmosphere and because of the support. So our supporters have been magnificent, but we've had to earn their respect. You know, for a few years ago, we weren't where we are now in terms of the anticipation and excitement. We've had to earn that, and we have earned it, and we've got to keep earning it, and they've got to keep supporting us like they have been.
We'll just go, because training starts in 5 minutes, so I don't want you to miss anything because it's 15 minutes and that's it, so you've got to get your cameras out. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Hello.
Chris, you were involved as a player in qualification campaigns. You know how painful it can be to fall at the final hurdle. How and why will it be different this time?
This is I said earlier, it's a new path we're on. We're not following anybody else. It's not like we're following a team that's qualified in the last campaign or the one before that. Was 1958, long time. So we don't have anything to prove to the team that came before us. We've got to prove to ourselves that we're good enough. I think I said before we kicked the ball in this campaign, we're good enough. Just got to look after ourselves, not the opposition. Concentrate on ourselves, which we've done. We haven't always played well, but we've always been difficult to beat. And getting a result has meant everything to us in every game we've played. So we haven't just got the talent on the pitch. These players have got the mentality off it. And that's why I think this group will do something special. I believe that. I'm not sitting there putting any added pressure on them. That's what the expectation is. I'm fine. That's a good pressure to have. But that's why I believe this is a group that will sooner or later go and do something special.
Chris, the size
No, sorry, the gentleman. BBC have been.
Coleman, do you have any memories from a game back in 1997 in Brussels where you were on the bench for Wales and Wilmot scored for Belgium? And at that time,
3-2.
Could you, 3-2?
Yeah.
Could you imagine you would possibly lead Wales
No.
to a tournament?
Honestly, no. Then I had no idea. I remember being angry after the game that I didn't get on the pitch, and we'd lost. I remember I'd just come back after an Achilles tendon injury. I was playing for Blackburn Rovers, and I was desperate to play, and I never played. I never got on, so I was a bit disappointed, and we lost 3-2. But no, I couldn't tell you then that I thought I would one day manage Wales or one day manage anyone, to be honest with you. When you're a player, you manage yourself, and you don't think your playing days are ever going to finish. I don't remember Mark, if I'm honest. I remember the game before where we played out in Belgium, and I think we lost 2-0 in the 93, I think it was, in 94. I remember Schifo very well that night. Remember that game. I remember Belgium playing them at home when we won 3-1. Giggsy scored a free kick. So I've got good memories of Belgium, if I'm honest. And as a manager in my time, we've had some good games with you. You beat us the first time, but we had a man sent off. And since then, we've had some good head-to-heads with Belgium. So I hope it's another interesting game. There always seem to be good games with Belgium.
Chris, did you get the chance to enjoy your birthday yesterday and the players get you any gifts?
Yep, I wouldn't. When you get to my age, 33, you don't want to remember your birthday anymore, Phil. Do you know what I mean? I got a cake and we shared it out, but honestly, I never even. I had some texts off. My missus texted me in the morning. I thought, oh yeah, it's the 10th of June, yeah, my birthday. But I, you know, my head's been somewhere else, to be honest.
Will you guys celebrate tomorrow?
Yep, after the game, yeah.
Chris, is it already sort of a little battle won with Belgium with the hotel situation, because they won't be able to train until tonight, obviously?
We've got to look after our own little corner, haven't we? If we can gain 1% here or there, that's what we do. And listen, when we go abroad, nobody does us any favours. We found that out in Israel. So if there was a little bit of that, maybe, but when we look at the campaign and we look at the build-up and the preparation, we go, what is best for us? If that upsets anybody else.
1, 2, yeah.
Chris, you've mentioned some of the players that Belgium have, and they've got strength throughout. Do you need to get something out of this match, especially with Israel just only a couple of points behind?
It's every game we're in. If we win on Friday, doesn't guarantee us qualification. If we don't, it doesn't mean we won't. It's another massive step for us. It's another huge challenge. We're up against one of the best teams in the world. There it is. We've not put this up there and said, if we do not win this game or if we win this game. It's another 12 points to play for after this one. But it's a great position for us to be halfway through on the points we are. We're challenging with Belgium, and then we play them at home. So, and I said at the start of this interview, there's no fear in our camp. I promise you that. No fear. It's anticipation. No fear. Belgium's next. Whoever's after that. We want to qualify. If we're going to qualify, then we need to get big results against big teams, and this next one's exactly that.
2 final questions. One.
Everybody is talking about David Fellaini, Hazard. Everybody's watching the Premier League. But maybe the player who impressed most in Paris was Rajan Nainggolan. Did you know him, and how surprised are you by him and by the fact that he did a warming up of 60 minutes in the home game against? Maybe you're happy with that last.
Again, is another. You just mentioned another good player. If you look at the.
He impressed you, especially because maybe you didn't know him that well.
Oh no, we know about all your players. Don't worry about that. Yeah. He's a good player. He's a good player. He played well in that game. He did. And that's this. When you look at a team, to look at their strengths, look at the bench, and see what they've got if they need to make changes. You know that bench that you've got, the substitutes. You can make 3 or 4 changes and not lose any. The level's exactly the same. More, in fact. So there's no surprise. Like I said earlier to Rob, there was no surprise. No disrespect to France, but Belgium are good enough to go and win in France. 4-1 at one point looked like it was going to be. But they're strong enough, of course, because they've got the players and they've got the depth, they've got the quality. So yeah, they're a good team. But you know, we speak a lot about Belgium. They'll need to concentrate on us Friday night also, because we won't be just inviting you guys into our backyard and saying just get on with it. We'll have something to say for sure.